What's up, everybody? This is Bruce, aka Geektacular, and today I've got another unboxing for you. Today I'm going to be unboxing the brand new Firefly 15th Anniversary Collector's Edition Blu-ray. So this is pretty exciting. This is not the first time that the Firefly sci-fi TV series has been released to Blu-ray. The whole series did come out a couple years ago, and then a few years prior to that on Blu-ray, but they were just like a 3-disc standard Blu-ray set. So just in, a standard width Blu-ray case and that kind of thing. It did have some extras and some special features and stuff, but there was really nothing exceptional about the packaging or anything like that particularly. This, however, for the 15th anniversary, they've basically taken those same releases, so that same 3-disc set, and they've repackaged it in this really cool collector's set. So as far as I know, I think the contents of the Blu-rays in here are exactly the same as the previously released ones. So don't get too excited. I don't actually think there's anything new on the discs, but all this extra packaging and stuff, very cool, and it's finally sort of getting a little bit of the reverence that I feel like it deserves as such an awesome sci-fi show that was canceled quite abruptly and before its time. So let me go ahead and show you the outside of it here. So this is all shrink wrapped, and it does have this paper insert on the back. So let me kind of show you what that entails. So you can see the info there. This is all the contents of it shown right here. So we should have the actual discs. These character cards here look like about maybe the size of postcards or something like that. These are the 3 discs that are in that case. And then also a map of the verse. And there's the fine print there. And this appears to just be a piece of paper that's like affixed to the back here. So we'll see. But it does come all shrink wrapped here. So let's see if we can't remove this without too much trouble here. Okay. So let's take a look at the outer packaging. So as you can see, this basically comes apart like this. It separates this way, I think. So the outside here, it's that kind of, you've probably felt it on other releases, but the material that it's made of is this like, it kind of feels like rubbery. So it kind of feels like sticky rubbery a little bit. That's sort of the material that it's made of. It's kind of meant to look like old leather or something like that. But it's basically that sort of matte rubbery texture. And it is, as you can hear, actually pretty hard. And so it does sort of have this, because it comes apart like this, this middle part here is like lower than the rest of it. So you have the ship right there, and this is actually, if you can kind of tell, this is embossed. So when you run your finger over it, it like sticks up here. It's kind of hard to see because this whole thing is sort of that matte, rubbery texture. And then we do have some glossy accents. Like these corners here are glossy, as you can see. And then there's some bits around where it says Firefly, like right there and there, that are kind of glossy. So it's kind of got glossy accents. And then the Chinese writing right here is actually embossed as well. Most of this text and things that you can see, like the logo, this text, the ship, this font, even these things in the corners are all embossed. So it gives it a really cool sort of like old vintage feel. So that's what the side looks like. It does have a little Blu-ray symbol down there. The other side is exactly the same. Top is just plain. The artwork sort of just wraps around the top and the bottom. So the only thing that's kind of annoying, I would say, is that there's no name on the spine or anything. You do have the ship logo right there, but I feel like it could have like said Firefly right here or something like that. So when it's on the shelf, you can, easily tell what it is. Not like any other release even looks like this, but I'm sure you'll know what it is. So let me go ahead and see if I can take off this back part. So it's got this like temporary sticky goop on it, which I hate that stuff. But at least it comes off fairly cleanly. Hopefully I can get it off without mucking up the actual case. It does appear to be coming off well. The only thing I worry about is like in the future, when like if you buy this a few years from now, if somebody has a a sealed copy of it a couple years in the future, this sticky stuff can sometimes over time become more problematically sticky and could end up like tearing the case or something. So that's the only thing I worry about, but that's probably a unfounded concern at the moment. So it does say find a crew, find a job, keep flying, and that's embossed as well. So that's very cool, and just a little bit of fine print at the bottom of the back there. So very awesome. Let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, so this middle part here, so this middle dark brown part, it's actually glued into this bottom. So the bottom actually doesn't come out. These two pieces are like glued together, it seems like, and just the top of it slips on and off. It doesn't really like lock or anything like that, so just be careful. Put that over here. Okay, so let's take this out. So let's start from the back here because it's the easiest to take it out this way. So here's the map of the verse, aka the Firefly universe, the planets and all that good stuff. Let's see if I can get a good light on this here for you. Bam, there you go. So it's a pretty good size. It's over a foot this way probably, and maybe like 2 feet wide. I'd say maybe like I think it's about a foot tall and like 2 feet wide. Oops, it got stuck. I'm gonna move this. Don't do what I did and move your little sticky thing out of the way, because this thing is like sticking to everything. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so you got your cool map here. Very detailed. If you've ever played Firefly Cortex, which is the it's like the trading card Firefly game you can get on Steam. Part of that game is finding different planets on the map of the verse. So if you've ever played that, or you've played it for a long time like I have, you'll be very familiar with this map, and you can probably find some of these just by name from remembering it from the game. The backside of it's just white, so there's nothing on the backside there. But very cool map there. And then here are all of the like postcard size character cards here, and they do come with this little strip that holds them together. And this is that same like premium rubbery texture material there. So that's actually really nice. So it kind of feels like a leather strap or something, but it is just thin paper that's like taped together. So just be sure to not mess it up. I'm gonna try to see if I really don't want to take that plastic off, but it's kind of very gentle. It's not very thick. This strip is not made of very thick paper. So I guess you can kind of pull them out this way. That's probably how I would do it. Just pull out like one or two, and that should loosen up. Yeah, that should loosen up the rest of them. So that's what I would recommend. And these are all, like I said, about the size of a postcard, maybe a little bit bigger. And they're glossy and pretty thick. They're not like thin paper. They're actually a bit thick. And they each have a character and a quote, and then some kind of stats about them on the back. So I'll just show you each of those real quick. So those are just kind of fun, kind of mini tributes to each of the main characters. And if you have the Firefly A Celebration book, It's actually fairly similar to this release in sort of how the outside looks and feels. So I think they would look really good together. It's basically like a premium hardcover book with all the scripts from the show, tons of like photos of props, interviews, all that good stuff. And then here, lastly, we have the actual discs themselves. So the inside of it, as you can see, it's just black cardboard on the inside. So nothing going on in there. However, here's the case. Again, that same sort of matte rubbery finish here. And this is actually sort of like a digipack kind of situation. And it's not very hard. It's kind of flimsy. And it's pretty thin. Keep flying, stay shiny. Love it. So on the inside of it here, there's basically a bunch of photos from the show of various scenes, still in that same matte, rubbery sort of texture material. And here's the other side. So you have the stay shiny, keep flying on either side. And then here's the back. And this just basically lists what's on each disc. So disc 3 has the unaired episodes and then a bunch of the extra features. And then most of the first 2 discs are just the episodes for the most part. So yeah, then let me show you the discs themselves. So the discs themselves are actually kind of like hidden in here almost. You see there's 2 openings there and 1 there. So let's pull them out. So here is disc 1. I'm trying to see just out of curiosity. It does kind of open up, like on this side as well. So I think you might actually be able to like slightly lose the disc inside of here. So just be warned of that. Here is disc 2. And this is just matte printed art on the disc, basically. And then we'll pull out disc 3 here. So I would say if you want ease of taking the discs out and watching them, this is probably not the best because these are kind of annoying to get to. And when you push them back in, they kind of like start going all the way to the other side. So I don't think there's really anything inside of here to stop the disc like where it should be. I think you can kind of push it all the way to the end if you want. So you might have to kind of put your fingers in there to grab the disc. So I would say this is not maybe the most convenient as far as like, accessing the discs, but definitely the most premium release of it. Definitely sort of the coolest looking and feeling release. So yeah. So to recap, you have your actual discs themselves. You just got to be careful. This is a really tight box. So you kind of have to finagle this in there. And also because everything shares the same like rubbery texture, it kind of like it doesn't really slip in very well because every surface is this like kind of sticky rubbery stuff. So just be aware of that when you're putting it in. Just be very careful. And then we have the all the character cards here, as well as the map of the verse. Goes right in the back there. Put your top back on. Bam! There you go. You got your Firefly 15th Anniversary Collector's Edition Blu-ray set. Very cool if you're a fan of Firefly. This is only like $20. I would definitely pick this up for $20 for sure. So thanks everybody for watching this. If you like this unboxing, go ahead and give me a thumbs up down below. That would be awesome. If you like these kinds of unboxings, if you like fantasy, sci-fi, anime, collectibles, TV shows, movies, anything like that, go ahead and click subscribe down below, and also be sure to hit that notification bell down below so that way you'll get notified whenever I come out with any future content. So thanks a lot for watching, everyone, and I'll catch you next time.